Alright, so this AC stopped working on my Subaru Outback. This is a LL Bean, so it's H6. Most likely in this system, it's because you have bad O-rings, and then it lets all the refrigerant leak out. So if I turn the AC on, basically I can see that the compressor is not turning, and the system knows when it's out of refrigerant, so it just basically disables the compressor. So typically all you need to do to fix it is just an pack of O-rings, and then some of these things. Probably one big one, maybe two. You can check right here to see if your system is empty. Now if it wasn't empty, you'd be letting refrigerant out. It's not great for the environment, probably not good to breathe, but it's basically just this, like on a bike tube, a little valve. So push that down and you can see nothing coming out, so completely empty. So that's a quick way to check, just confirm that you are out of refrigerant. So the two O-rings I'm going to change are the ones that go into the compressor. I think there's some other around that probably don't dry out and leak, so it's mainly these two. You want to, if you got a little brush or something, go ahead and clean all the gunk or dirt so you don't get anything falling in the compressor. And then this guy is going to be 12 mil. And basically that just pulls out. You can just, so dirt doesn't get in there. And then you'll see the O-ring there. There's also this grease, oil. Use some of that oil. You're probably better getting it from in here in that fitting. Use that oil on the new O-ring, kind of make sure it's not dry when you put it on. But yeah, you got to be careful. You don't want to damage any of this aluminum. It seems like it's aluminum fitting, so a little knife or something, little tiny jeweler's screwdriver to pry that O-ring off. Alright, so that one's all done. Here was the O-ring that's in there, so it's, you can see one side's pretty flat, and it's just not pliable like it should be. So the next one is just this one. So same thing with the 12 mil. And then just use like a little flat head or something to get in there and peel it off. So again, that one's really hard and flat, and it's smaller than the other side. So make sure your kit's metric. You want metric sizes. Alright, so new one's on. Back on. So you can see two different sizes, and they're both square. They look square. That's just they're really worn. When you get these, you might not have exact same fit, and you might they're going to look a little bit different. But you really want make sure it's the inside diameter that you're trying to match up more so than the outside. But you definitely want it to be same thickness, and a little bit smaller is probably fine. So anyways, just tighten this back up, and then hopefully that'll seal the system up and just recharge with a can, and AC will work again. cold. You can see it's not quite full enough. That whole can's in. The system was empty, so kind of figured it was going to take a can and a half. But putting on AC high, max fan, putting that can in, it's definitely colder air than what was blowing before, and the compressor's on. So I'll have to get another can, the same brand, and I think you can get the can cheaper if you don't want the hose and the gauge, and just top it off. But it looks like O-rings fix the system, and you know, with 140,000 miles, I won't worry about the compressor, you know, vacuuming out the system and all that. No big deal. If it works for the rest of the